Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for inviting me to this important event. I am Joseph Dinh Huu Thoai, a Redemptorist Catholic priest. I am currently serving a parish in Quảng Nam province in central Vietnam. I am also a member of the Interfaith Council of Vietnam, consisting of clergy from 5 major religions in Vietnam. The Council has often raised its voice in matters regarding religious freedom, human rights, and democracy in our country. Since the country fell into the hands of the atheist Communist Party, a police-run totalitarian regime without 3 independent branches of government has been in control. All fundamental rights and freedoms were taken away. Such deprivation of people's rights are quite blatant at times and sophisticatedly covered at others, depending on the party's current condition. Right after taking control of the country, the Vietnamese Communist Party imprisoned hundreds of religious leaders, especially Catholic clergymen, without trial. Many of them were murdered or languished in prison. Next were the orders to appropriate facilities for religious, educational, and charity purposes of all religions. Religious activities were restricted with immediate arrest. Only when the Vietnamese government seek economic benefits through global integration did they alter their policy on religions. Nevertheless, their organistic attitude toward religions remains the same, either destroying religions outright or stunting their growth. In political training sessions for Communist Party members, cadres, officials, civil servants, teachers, and even in military training courses for students, the Vietnamese government has always intentionally added false information to disparage religions, especially the Catholic Church. Most religions in Vietnam have been infiltrated, meaning that the government now can impose its will on all activities of the churches. Those clergymen and laymen opposing the government's domination are persecuted, harassed, prevented from religious activities, or detained. This policy has created deep schism in every church. Such vicious camps by the government has incited followers of the same faith to fight bitterly against one another without any hope for reconciliation. The most severely infiltrated are the Buddhist Church, the Hòa Hảo Buddhist Church, and the Cao Đài Church. As for the few remaining independent churches, the government blatantly interfered with their internal activities. For example, prior to its appointment of Catholic bishop, the Holy See still has to submit the list of candidates to the authorities for their approval. Obviously, members of our Interfaith Council of Vietnam have faced many obstacles in our religious and charity activities, and have been suppressed and terrorized by the Vietnamese Communist authorities. Our religious activities and movement are monitored, obstructed, harassed, suppressed, and even physically brutalized by high thirst. The most vivid case in point were these assaults of Venerable Hứa Phi of the Cao Đài Church in Lâm Đồng province. Not only that, many other religious leaders have also been persecuted, harassed, and prohibited from traveling abroad, such as Father Anthony Đặng Hữu Nam, Father John the Baptist Nguyễn Đình Thục in Nghệ An province, Father Anthony Lê Ngọc Thanh and Joseph Nguyễn Văn Toản of Redemptorist Congregation, Venerable Thích Không Thánh of the Buddhist Church, and so on. The authorities have totally disregarded the right to freedom of movement as recognized in Article 13 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which they have signed and promised to uphold. Even Article 23 of the 2013 Vietnamese Constitution also clearly states citizens have the right to freedom of movement, and residents in the country the right to go abroad and return home from abroad. My own right to freedom of movement has been violated by the Vietnamese Communist authorities simply because I am a member of the Interfaith Council of Vietnam and express my view on freedom of religion, democracy, and human rights. Legally, I do not fall into any categories specified by the government as prohibited from traveling out of the country. However, since 2010, the Vietnamese authorities, in particular the Immigration Department of the Ministry of Public Security, has prevented me from going abroad and refused to renew my passport, which is expired in March 2019. I brought the issue to the court, but it was directed to close the case without trial. I also asked the Ministry of Public Security to comply with the law by removing my travel ban and renewing my passport, but they simply ignored it. I continue to raise the issue with the Supreme Inspectorate, which oversees the work of the Immigration Department of the Ministry of Public Security, to no avail. In August 2017, the Public Security of Phú Nhuận District, Ho Chi Minh City, violated the law when they refused my resident registration. According to the law, I am eligible to apply for residence in the house under my name. A lot of troubles can be devised to harass those without residency. Those are just a few examples of how this police state harassed me. And I am just one example of those clergies of the churches blacklisted by the regime. The only reason is because we do not accept the authorities' domination in the church's internal affairs and especially our teachings on morality. In closing, I would like to bring to your attention the 4 appeals by the Interfaith Council of Vietnam as listed in its report and recommendation dated January 16, 2020. 1. Please monitor regularly the condition of human rights and religious freedom in Vietnam. Deliberate the reasons for your aid and assistance to such a regime. Don't inadvertently energize tyranny and cruelty. 2. Please set conditions on human rights when dealing with Vietnam, whether in economic, cultural, commercial, or military matters. Be ready to introduce sanctions when the Vietnamese government commits serious human rights violations. 3. Please keep the Vietnamese government in the list of countries of particular concerns due to its systematic violation of human rights and religious freedom, and apply all measures of sanctions and deterrent as required. 4. Please make the demand on the Vietnamese Communist authorities to unconditionally release all prisoners of conscience, to amend the criminal codes, the criminal litigation codes, the land laws, the cybersecurity laws, and the law on religions and beliefs to conform with the international covenants on civil and political rights. I sincerely thank you for your time and attention.